Have you ever wondered how you would cope if you lost your spouse? Life can be unpredictable, and the loss of a partner can leave you feeling empty and directionless. But what if there were secrets to not just surviving but thriving after such a profound loss? Join us as we uncover the inspiring stories of three individuals who have navigated this difficult journey and share the most important lessons they've learned. Discover how you can find hope, independence, and happiness even after the most heartbreaking loss. Life in this world is unpredictable. You never know how far the person you love can accompany you. Miyazaki said life is like a train and everyone can only accompany you for part of the journey. When they have to get off, you should be grateful because they have spent wonderful times with you. If someone can accompany you throughout the journey, you should be even more grateful. Having a partner when you're young and when you're old is a blessing, but not all love can last a lifetime. Some partners leave this world early due to illness or disaster. When the spouse is gone, the house becomes empty as if life has lost its support. However, no matter how sad or painful it is, time does not stop for anyone, and the deceased will not come back to life. When your spouse dies, you have to heal yourself while living your life well. Three experienced individuals share their personal stories to tell middle-aged and elderly friends that if your spouse leaves first, you must refuse to do three things to live a decent life in your later years. Doing so will make your later years comfortable and pleasant. 1. Embracing life after profound loss. Leo's journey. Imagine waking up every morning to an empty house, the silence a constant reminder of a loved one who is no longer there. Leo's story is one of deep sorrow, resilience, and eventual rediscovery of life's joys. At 68, Leo faced the devastating loss of his wife, the woman who had been his partner for over 4 decades. Their life together was filled with shared dreams, laughter, and a love that seemed unbreakable. But when she passed away, Leo found himself at a painful crossroads. How do you move forward when the person who made life worth living is gone? This is Leo's journey from overwhelming grief to finding a new purpose and joy in life. Leo recalls, "When my wife passed away, I felt like my world had ended. The house felt empty and lifeless without her presence. Every corner of our home held memories of us together. I often found myself sitting in her favorite chair, hoping to feel close to her somehow. Nights were the hardest. The bed felt vast and cold. There were times I thought I couldn't go on without her. But I knew deep down that she would have wanted me to live my life fully, even without her by my side." Initially, Leo struggled immensely with his grief. The loss of his wife left a void that seemed impossible to fill. His daily routine crumbled, and he found it hard to find motivation to do even the simplest tasks. The emotional weight was immense, and he felt as if he was drifting through life without direction. This phase of his life was marked by a profound sense of emptiness and sorrow, a common experience for those who lose a beloved partner. Despite the depth of his despair, Leo realized that he needed to find a way to honor his wife's memory by living a life that she would be proud of. This realization became a turning point for him. He decided to focus on his own well-being, knowing that his wife would have wanted him to take care of himself. He began with small steps, like ensuring he ate properly and tried to get better sleep. These small acts of self-care were crucial in helping him begin to heal. Leo also found solace in the support of his friends and community. He started attending a local support group for those who had lost loved ones. Sharing his feelings and listening to others' experiences helped him feel less alone in his grief. The group provided a safe space where he could express his sorrow and find comfort in the understanding and empathy of others who were going through similar experiences. Finding new interests became an essential part of Leo's healing process. He had always been curious about gardening, but never had the time to pursue it seriously. Now, he decided to turn his backyard into a beautiful garden. The process of planting, nurturing, and watching things grow brought him a sense of peace and accomplishment. Gardening became a therapeutic activity that connected him with nature and provided a constructive outlet for his emotions. Leo's story also highlights the importance of staying active and engaged with life. He began taking long walks in the nearby park, where he often encountered familiar faces. These walks became a daily ritual, offering him time to reflect and find solace in the beauty of the natural world. Staying physically active helped him maintain his health and provided a routine that added structure to his days. As time passed, Leo started volunteering at a local animal shelter. He had always loved animals, and spending time with them brought joy back into his life. Volunteering gave him a sense of purpose and allowed him to give back to the community. It was also a way to meet new people and form new friendships, further helping him to feel connected and less isolated. The healing power of memories played a significant role in Leo's journey. He created a memory box filled with photos, letters, and mementos from his life with his wife. Looking through this box allowed him to cherish their happy times together without being overwhelmed by sadness. This practice helped him balance honoring his wife's memory with living in the present. Leo also sought professional help to navigate his grief. He began seeing a therapist who specialized in grief counseling. The therapist provided him with tools and strategies to manage his emotions and helped him understand that it was okay to feel joy again. Therapy offered a space where Leo could explore his feelings deeply and learn to cope with his loss in a healthy way. One of the most significant lessons Leo learned was the importance of patience and self-compassion. He realized that healing from such a profound loss would take time and that he needed to be kind to himself during this process. There were days when he felt overwhelmed by grief, but he learned to accept these feelings without judgment. This self-compassion allowed him to navigate his emotions more gently and gradually find a new equilibrium. Over time, Leo began to find joy in everyday moments. He started reading books he had always wanted to read, exploring new hobbies like painting, and even joined a book club. These activities provided him with new interests and helped him connect with others who shared similar passions. Finding joy in these simple pleasures was a crucial part of his healing journey. Leo's story also underscores the importance of setting new goals and embracing the future. He started planning trips he had always dreamed of taking but never had the chance to. These plans gave him something to look forward to and helped him see that life still held many possibilities. Embracing new experiences and setting goals for the future became a way for Leo to rebuild his life. Leo's journey was not without its setbacks. There were days when the weight of his grief felt unbearable, and he questioned if he could ever truly move on. However, he learned to embrace these moments as part of his healing process. Each setback was a reminder of the depth of his love for his wife, but also a testament to his strength and resilience. By acknowledging his pain and allowing himself to feel it fully, Leo found that he could also find moments of peace and happiness. Music played a vital role in Leo's healing. His wife had loved classical music, and he found comfort in listening to her favorite compositions. The melodies reminded him of their time together and brought a sense of closeness to her memory. Leo even started attending local symphony concerts, where he found solace in the music and the shared experience with other concertgoers. Music became a bridge between his past and his present, allowing him to honor his wife's memory while embracing new experiences. Leo also reconnected with his spirituality. He began attending church services more regularly and found comfort in the community and rituals. His faith provided him with a sense of hope and the belief that he would be reunited with his wife in the afterlife. This spiritual connection gave him strength and a sense of peace, helping him to navigate his grief with a renewed sense of purpose. As Leo continued to heal, he realized the importance of giving back. He started mentoring young people in his community, sharing his life experiences and offering guidance. This mentoring role gave him a sense of purpose and allowed him to make a positive impact on others. The relationships he formed with his mentor brought joy and fulfillment to his life, further helping him to move forward. Leo's journey also involved reconnecting with old friends and making new ones. He reached out to people he had lost touch with over the years and rekindled these relationships. These friendships provided a support network and reminded him of the many people who cared about him. Additionally, Leo made new friends through his volunteer work and hobbies, creating a vibrant social circle that enriched his life. Traveling became another important aspect of Leo's healing process. He visited places he and his wife had always wanted to go, as well as new destinations that piqued his interest. Each trip was an adventure that brought excitement and a sense of discovery. Traveling allowed Leo to create new memories and experience the world in a way that honored his wife's adventurous spirit. Leo's story is also a testament to the power of creative expression. He took up writing and started a journal where he documented his thoughts, feelings, and memories. Writing became a therapeutic outlet that helped him process his grief and reflect on his journey. He even began sharing his writings with others, offering hope and inspiration to those who were also navigating loss. In conclusion, Leo's journey from profound grief to rediscovering joy is a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit. His story highlights the importance of self-care, community support, and finding new sources of joy and purpose. It shows that while the pain of losing a loved one may never fully disappear, it is possible to find a way forward that includes fulfillment and happiness. Leo's experience offers hope and practical advice for anyone navigating the difficult process of grieving, reminding us that with time, patience, and support, we can find our way to a new and meaningful life. Leo's experience teaches us about the importance of embracing change and finding new ways to live fully after a loss. His journey is a reminder that while the past holds cherished memories, the future still holds potential for happiness and fulfillment. By focusing on self-care, seeking support, and finding new passions, Leo was able to rebuild his life and find joy once again. His story is an inspiration to anyone facing the challenges of grief, showing that it is possible to move forward and create a life filled with purpose and joy. 2. Over-relying on children for the rest of your life. Have you ever wondered what life is like for elderly parents living with their grown children? Do they find comfort and happiness, or does it lead to unexpected challenges and heartache? In our story, Mrs. Smith, a 65-year-old widow, shares her heartfelt journey of living with her daughter and then deciding to live alone. Her experience reveals a powerful lesson about independence and finding true happiness in your golden years. Stay with us as we dive into her story and discover why sometimes the best company you can have is your own. Mrs. Smith's story began with the tragic loss of her husband. They had always imagined growing old together, but a sudden illness took him away, leaving her alone and adrift. Her daughter, newly a mother herself, invited her mom to live with her and her son-in-law. It seemed like the best solution at the time, Mrs. Smith reflected. I was grieving and needed the support, and my daughter needed help with the baby. It felt like a mutually beneficial arrangement. For the first few months, living together was comforting. Mrs. Smith found solace in caring for her grandson, whom she saw as a continuation of her husband. She threw herself into helping with household chores and child-rearing, believing that her presence was easing the burdens of her daughter's young family. At first, I felt needed and appreciated, she said. I believed I was doing the right thing by dedicating myself to them. However, as time went by, subtle tensions began to surface. Her daughter and son-in-law initially provided her with some financial support, but eventually stopped, assuming her pension would suffice. It was a small thing, but it marked the beginning of many small frictions, Mrs. Smith noted. Her pension, though sufficient for one, wasn't enough to cover the expenses of a household of 4, and this led to uncomfortable discussions about money. Living together also brought out differences in lifestyle and values. Mrs. Smith, having grown up in a different era, found it difficult to understand her daughter's spending habits and approach to child-rearing. I grew up saving every penny, preparing for the unexpected, she said. But my daughter seemed to live day to day, shopping online and spending freely. These differences often led to arguments, with Mrs. Amber feeling increasingly out of place and unappreciated. Over time, the disagreements and misunderstandings grew more frequent. Mrs. Smith found herself on the receiving end of her daughter's impatience. I became that old woman who talked too much and was too critical, she recalled sadly. It hurt to see how our relationship was deteriorating. The once warm and supportive household began to feel cold and uncomfortable, filled with unspoken tensions and resentments. One day, after another argument about money and household chores, Mrs. Smith realized she could no longer live this way. I looked at my daughter and son-in-law and saw that my presence had become a burden to them, she said. They needed me less as my grandson grew older, and I felt more like an intruder than a family member. It was then that Mrs. Amber made the difficult decision to live alone again. When she announced her decision, her daughter and son-in-law expressed mixed emotions. They said they would miss me, but I could see the relief in their eyes, Mrs. Smith observed. Packing her belongings and leaving the home that had been her refuge was bittersweet, but she knew it was necessary for her own peace of mind. Returning to her own home was a stark contrast to the bustling household she had left. Initially, Mrs. Smith felt a profound sense of loneliness. The silence was overwhelming, she admitted. I missed the noise and activity, even the arguments. But with time, she began to adjust to the quiet and find solace in her solitude. She took the opportunity to rediscover her passions and interests that had been long neglected. She enrolled in calligraphy and painting classes, joined community groups, and made new friends. I found a new rhythm to my days, she said. I was no longer just a grandmother or a mother-in-law. I was me again. The activities and social interactions brought a new sense of fulfillment and joy to her life. Gradually, Mrs. Smith's loneliness was replaced with a sense of independence and empowerment. I realized that I didn't need to rely on my daughter or anyone else to be happy, she reflected. I had the means and the ability to create a fulfilling life on my own. She began to relish her freedom, enjoying the quiet moments and the ability to make her own decisions without any conflict or compromise. Her story highlights the complex dynamics of multigenerational living and the importance of maintaining one's independence. While living with family can provide support and companionship, it can also lead to unexpected challenges and strains on relationships. Mrs. Amber found that her happiness and peace of mind were best preserved by living on her own terms. Her journey serves as a reminder that true happiness often comes from within, and that it's never too late to rediscover oneself and embrace independence. Living alone again wasn't the end of my story, Mrs. Smith said with a smile. It was the beginning of a new chapter, one where I found true contentment and joy in my own company. As life expectancy increases, many elderly individuals find themselves facing similar situations after the loss of a spouse. Mrs. Smith's experience underscores the importance of preparing for such eventualities and understanding that living with grown children is not always the best or only option. Her story is a testament to the resilience and strength of the human spirit and the ability to find happiness and purpose at any age. In the end, her tale is a powerful lesson in the value of self-reliance and the fulfillment that comes from living life on your own terms. It's a story that resonates with anyone who has ever faced the challenges of aging and the quest for true happiness in their golden years. Mrs. Smith's experience highlights several important points about the complexities and nuances of aging, particularly in the context of living with grown children. Her story unfolds through a series of emotional and practical challenges that many elderly individuals face, shedding light on critical aspects of independence, financial security, emotional well-being, and family dynamics. When Mrs. Smith first moved in with her daughter, the decision seemed both practical and comforting. She was grieving the loss of her husband and found solace in the company of her daughter and grandson. However, over time, Mrs. Smith realized that living with her daughter compromised her sense of independence and dignity. The shift from being a self-sufficient individual to relying on her family made her feel diminished, highlighting the vital importance of maintaining self-worth and autonomy, even in one's later years. The issue of financial dependence quickly became a significant stressor in Mrs. Smith's relationship with her daughter. While her pension was sufficient for her individual needs, it was not enough to contribute significantly to a household of four. This financial strain led to uncomfortable discussions and subtle tensions. Mrs. Smith's experience underscores the importance of thorough financial planning and ensuring that we have enough resources to support ourselves independently, thus reducing the potential for familial conflicts. Initially, Mrs. Smith found the adjustment to living alone daunting. The silence of her own home felt oppressive after the bustling activity of her daughter's household. However, over time, she discovered that living alone brought her greater emotional well-being. By rediscovering old hobbies such as painting and gardening and engaging in new activities like community volunteering, she found fulfillment and happiness. This part of her journey emphasizes the significance of staying active, pursuing personal interests, and forming new social connections to maintain emotional health. Mrs. Smith's story illustrates how living with grown children can blur boundaries and lead to conflicts. The differences in lifestyles and values between generations became apparent, often leading to misunderstandings and arguments. Respect for each other's space and life choices is crucial for maintaining healthy family relationships. In Mrs. Smith's case, this respect and understanding were best achieved by living separately, allowing her and her daughter to preserve their bond without the daily frictions of cohabitation. One of the most inspiring aspects of Mrs. Smith's journey is her adaptability and resilience. Despite the profound loss of her husband and the challenges of adjusting to living alone, she found the strength to rebuild her life. Her ability to adapt and create a new, fulfilling routine for herself serves as a powerful reminder that it is never too late to make positive changes and find happiness. Mrs. Smith's resilience is a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. Even though Mrs. Smith no longer lived with her daughter, her contributions to her family remained significant. She played a valuable role in her grandson's early years, providing care and support when her daughter needed it most. Her story is a testament to the enduring contributions that elders make to their families, even if these contributions are not always recognized or appreciated in traditional ways. Mrs. Smith's presence and support were deeply felt, even from a distance. As Mrs. Smith adjusted to her new life alone, she learned to embrace solitude. What initially felt like a lonely silence became a space for introspection and personal growth. She found joy in the small things, like tending to her garden, which flourished under her care, and the peaceful moments of painting at her kitchen table. This period of solitude allowed her to reconnect with herself and find inner peace. Mrs. Smith's involvement in community activities played a crucial role in her emotional recovery. She joined local clubs, attended community events, and made new friends who shared her interests. These social engagements provided her with a sense of belonging and purpose, proving that community connections can be incredibly enriching and supportive, particularly for those who live alone. Living with her daughter, Mrs. Smith often felt like she was defined by her roles as a mother and grandmother. Moving back into her own space allowed her to rediscover her personal identity beyond these roles. She took up hobbies that she had set aside for years, indulged in her love for books, and explored new interests. This rediscovery of self was a crucial part of her journey toward finding true contentment and joy. Mrs. Smith's experience underscores the importance of planning for the future. She realized that while it's essential to have financial security, it's equally important to prepare emotionally and socially for the possibility of living alone. Her story encourages others to think ahead, cultivate personal interests, build social networks, and maintain a level of independence to ensure a fulfilling life in their later years. In conclusion, Mrs. Smith's story is a poignant illustration of the importance of independence, financial self-reliance, emotional well-being, respect, adaptability, and resilience in our later years. It encourages us to plan thoughtfully for our future, cherish our autonomy, and seek fulfillment and happiness on our own terms. Her journey is a powerful reminder that it is never too late to find joy and purpose, and that sometimes the best company you can have is your own. 3. Embracing new beginnings and overcoming loneliness. When your spouse leaves, you have a choice. You can continue your life as it was, embracing the solitude, becoming your own best companion, and enjoying a unique, vibrant existence away from the hustle and bustle of the world. Some, however, fear loneliness. They struggle to endure the quiet and crave the comfort of companionship. For these individuals, entering another marriage becomes a necessity. Take Thomas, for example. After his wife passed away, he felt the weight of an empty home and an aching heart. He believed he could never find another partner. However, with the encouragement of his son, he eventually met a wonderful woman. Both had been married before and understood that the key to a successful relationship lies in mutual understanding and tolerance. Together, they found happiness and contentment. Thomas shared his story. "I'm 71 now, a retired teacher. I lost my wife in my 60s due to illness. The loneliness was overwhelming, and life felt devoid of hope. Seeing my despair, my son decided to help. He introduced me to a lovely woman, initially against my wishes. I thought it was unnecessary at my age, but after my son's persistent persuasion, I agreed. Looking back, it was a wise choice. Many elderly people believe they should spend their remaining years alone after losing a partner, but the past is just a memory. It's important to look forward. Love and companionship know no age limits. My current wife and I share many common interests. We enjoy calligraphy, singing, and going on outings. Our days are fulfilling and joyous. She, too, is a widow and understands my pain. We support each other and feel incredibly fortunate." Thomas's journey offers valuable insights into the experiences and emotions of those who find themselves alone in their later years. It underscores the profound impact companionship can have, regardless of age. Thomas never imagined that his life would take such a positive turn in his 70s. When his wife passed away, he felt as if a part of him had been irreparably torn away. The house, once filled with shared memories and laughter, now echoed with the haunting silence of absence. Each room was a reminder of what he had lost, and each day seemed to stretch into an endless expanse of loneliness. His son, witnessing his father's descent into solitude, decided to take matters into his own hands. He knew that his father needed someone to share his life with again, someone who could understand his pain and help him find joy once more. After much persuasion, Thomas agreed to meet a woman his son thought would be a good match. Though hesitant and filled with doubts, Thomas decided to take a leap of faith. Meeting her for the first time was a nerve-wracking experience. Both had lived through the joys and sorrows of long marriages, and both had faced the heart-wrenching pain of losing a spouse. Yet, there was an immediate connection, a shared understanding that words could not fully capture. They both knew the value of patience, tolerance, and companionship. Thomas found himself slowly opening up, sharing stories of his late wife, his career as a teacher, and his love for calligraphy and music. To his surprise, she too had a passion for the arts and enjoyed singing. Their shared interests became the foundation of a new and fulfilling relationship. They began spending time together, exploring their hobbies, and finding new adventures to embark upon. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day. They discovered the joy of companionship that transcended the boundaries of age. They learned to support each other in ways that only those who have experienced profound loss can. Each outing, each shared activity, was a step toward healing and rediscovering the beauty of life. Thomas often reflected on how fortunate he was to have found love again. He realized that the human heart has an incredible capacity for resilience. Even after experiencing immense grief, it can still find room for new beginnings and new connections. His new relationship was not about replacing the past, but about building a future filled with hope and happiness. Their journey together was not without its challenges. They both had their moments of vulnerability, where memories of their late spouses would bring tears to their eyes. But in those moments, they found solace in each other's presence. They became each other's rock, providing comfort and understanding when it was needed the most. Thomas's story serves as a testament to the enduring power of love and companionship. It reminds us that no matter our age or the losses we have endured, there is always potential for new beginnings. Life, with all its uncertainties, still holds the promise of happiness and fulfillment. In the twilight years of his life, Thomas discovered a newfound appreciation for the simple pleasures. He enjoyed watching the sunset with his new partner, walking through the park, and listening to her sing their favorite songs. Each moment was cherished, each day embraced with gratitude. Through his journey, Thomas learned that giving up on social life was never an option. Embracing the possibility of new beginnings brought him a sense of joy and contentment that he had thought was lost forever. His story is an inspiring reminder that life's beauty lies in its unpredictability and its endless capacity for renewal. Let's analyze a bit this story. Dealing with loneliness. Thomas's story begins with profound loneliness after his wife's passing. This initial feeling is a common experience for many elderly individuals who lose their lifelong partners. It underscores the emotional void that can be difficult to fill and the sense of hopelessness that often accompanies it. Thomas found himself lost in a world that once made perfect sense with his wife by his side. Every corner of his home echoed with memories, making the emptiness even more palpable. Thomas never imagined that his life would take such a positive turn in his 70s. When his wife passed away, he felt as if a part of him had been irreparably torn away. The house, once filled with shared memories and laughter, now echoed with the haunting silence of absence. Each room was a reminder of what he had lost, and each day seemed to stretch into an endless expanse of loneliness. The role of family. His son, witnessing his father's descent into solitude, decided to take matters into his own hands. He knew that his father needed someone to share his life with again, someone who could understand his pain and help him find joy once more. Thomas's son played a crucial role in helping him find a new partner. This highlights the importance of family support and involvement in the well-being of elderly parents. It shows that family members can significantly impact their loved ones' lives by encouraging and facilitating new relationships and social interactions. After much persuasion, Thomas agreed to meet a woman his son thought would be a good match. Though hesitant and filled with doubts, Thomas decided to take a leap of faith. Overcoming hesitation. Initially, Thomas was hesitant to enter into a new relationship, thinking it was unnecessary at his age. This hesitation is understandable, as many elderly individuals may feel that seeking companionship in later years is not a priority. However, his story demonstrates that overcoming this hesitation can lead to unexpected joy and fulfillment. Thomas's initial reluctance gave way to a cautious optimism as he slowly opened himself to the possibilities that lay ahead. Meeting her for the first time was a nerve-wracking experience. Both had lived through the joys and sorrows of long marriages, and both had faced the heart-wrenching pain of losing a spouse. Yet, there was an immediate connection, a shared understanding that words could not fully capture. They both knew the value of patience, tolerance, and companionship. Embracing new experiences. Thomas found himself slowly opening up, sharing stories of his late wife, his career as a teacher, and his love for calligraphy and music. To his surprise, she too had a passion for the arts and enjoyed singing. Their shared interests became the foundation of a new and fulfilling relationship. They began spending time together, exploring their hobbies, and finding new adventures to embark upon. Engaging in shared activities not only strengthens their bond, but also adds a sense of fulfillment and joy to their daily lives. This aspect of his story emphasizes the importance of finding shared interests and staying active in later years. Their shared passions became the glue that held their blossoming relationship together, growing stronger together. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day. They discovered the joy of companionship that transcended the boundaries of age. They learned to support each other in ways that only those who have experienced profound loss can. Each outing, each shared activity, was a step toward healing and rediscovering the beauty of life. Thomas's new relationship brought back happiness and a sense of purpose to his life. The companionship he found with his new partner, who also understood his pain, significantly improved his emotional well-being. This highlights the importance of companionship and how it can positively impact the lives of elderly individuals. Their mutual support created a comforting environment where both could thrive. The resilience of the heart. Thomas often reflected on how fortunate he was to have found love again. He realized that the human heart has an incredible capacity for resilience. Even after experiencing immense grief, it can still find room for new beginnings and new connections. His new relationship was not about replacing the past, but about building a future filled with hope and happiness. Both Thomas and his new partner were widowed, which provided a mutual understanding of each other's pain and loss. This shared experience helped them support each other, creating a strong foundation for their relationship. It highlights the importance of empathy and understanding in building meaningful connections. The silent understanding between them often spoke louder than words. Cherishing each moment. In the twilight years of his life, Thomas discovered a newfound appreciation for the simple pleasures. He enjoyed watching the sunset with his new partner, walking through the park, and listening to her sing their favorite songs. Each moment was cherished, each day embraced with gratitude. Their journey together was not without its challenges. They both had their moments of vulnerability, where memories of their late spouses would bring tears to their eyes. But in those moments, they found solace in each other's presence. They became each other's rock, providing comfort and understanding when it was needed the most. Embracing the unpredictable beauty of life. Thomas's story encourages elderly individuals to look forward to the future, despite the pain and loss they may have experienced. It shows that it is never too late to find happiness and that love and companionship can enrich life at any age. Thomas learned to cherish the present and look forward to the future with hope and excitement. Through his journey, Thomas learned that giving up on social life was never an option. Embracing the possibility of new beginnings brought him a sense of joy and contentment that he had thought was lost forever. His story is an inspiring reminder that life's beauty lies in its unpredictability and its endless capacity for renewal. A new chapter begins. Thomas discovered that life's chapters never truly end. They simply evolve. His newfound relationship was not just a second chance at love, but a testament to human resilience and the relentless pursuit of happiness. Each day with his new partner was a testament to the power of hope, the importance of companionship, and the beauty of life's unpredictable journey. The lessons Thomas learned were profound. The past, while cherished, is not a place to dwell. Instead, it's a foundation upon which to build new dreams and experiences. His life became a vibrant tapestry of old memories and new moments, seamlessly woven together by love and understanding. A testament to resilience. Thomas's journey is a powerful narrative about resilience, the timeless nature of love, and the transformative power of companionship. His story is not just about finding love again, but about rediscovering himself and the world around him. It reminds us that no matter how deep the sorrow or how profound the loss, life always holds the promise of new beginnings. Thomas's life became a beacon of hope for others, illustrating that the heart's capacity for love and joy is boundless, even in the face of life's greatest trials. Through the lens of Thomas's experience, we see the profound impact of empathy, the significance of family, and the importance of remaining open to life's possibilities. His story is a heartwarming reminder that every end can be a new beginning, filled with opportunities for joy, companionship, and fulfillment. These three elderly individuals offer deep and insightful advice on coping with the loss of a spouse and navigating the inevitable transitions of life. They emphasize the critical importance of not letting excessive grief take over your life. Recognizing the brevity of life, they urge you to cultivate strength and resilience to move forward effectively. Additionally, they counsel against becoming overly dependent on your children. Understanding that they have their own lives and responsibilities, it is essential to live well to provide them with peace of mind and foster their sense of security. Moreover, they highlight the significance of seeking companionship when loneliness feels overwhelming. Exploring new relationships can offer solace and companionship, serving as a reminder of the myriad possibilities the future holds. Their collective wisdom underscores the importance of living with strength and purpose, regardless of who departs first. Embracing life fully and maintaining a vibrant spirit is crucial not only for your well-being, but also for the well-being of those around you. We hope this video provides valuable insights for your life. Don't forget to like, share with your loved ones, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content that will help you lead a better life. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.